Consider that people try to understand the world around them. And in so doing, every time they got to a point that they didn't understand, in came the power of a god. Let's go back to ancient Greece. Storms rose up in the seas. Where did that come from? How? Why? Did they have meteorology? No. Did they understand barometric pressure? No. Did they know anything about the atmosphere? No. But they knew the will of Poseidon. Poseidon would be enraged by the behavior of people on the shores, and that would account for what they saw. This assigning the glory and the wrath of a deity to things we don't understand is coined by philosophers as the God of the gaps. It's actually got quite a noble history when you think of it. One of the greatest works of science ever is Principia Mathematica. In there, Newton unleashes the 3 laws of motion, the laws of gravity. He figures out how the solar system works. He's figuring out, how do these planets sustain their orbits? Are they pulling on each other, and in what way and how? He figures all this out. But wait a minute, every time Earth goes around the backside between the sun and Jupiter, Jupiter's going to tug on it a little bit. Comes back around again, Jupiter tugs on it again. Jupiter has a strong gravity. What's going to ultimately happen to Earth's orbit? In this scenario, Earth's orbit will become more and more elongated. The gravitational tug of war between the sun and Jupiter will yank Earth out of its orbit, destabilizing the solar system. Not only Earth, the other planets as well. He said, oh my gosh, this will take time, but clearly the solar system is stable. So he writes, I can't understand why it's stable because I know my equations work. So God must step in every now and then to fix things. Now, you got to be badass to invoke God at the limits of your knowledge when you explain so much with the equations you wrote. That, by Newton, was a God of the gaps invocation.
Neil is right about one thing. History clearly shows that whenever humans didn't understand something, we often brought God into the explanation. Storms, diseases, planetary motion, God filled the gaps where knowledge ended. That pattern is real, and science has exposed it many times. But I think the real issue isn't that we used God. The issue is where we placed God. Take Newton. He explained gravity. He explained planetary motion. His equations still work today. But when he looked at the solar system long term, he got worried. Massive planets like Jupiter keep pulling on Earth, small tugs, again and again, over enormous time. From Newton's point of view, those disturbances should add up. Eventually, orbits should stretch, maybe even collapse. So he asked an honest question. If my equations are right, why is the solar system still stable? And because he didn't yet have an answer, he said, God must occasionally step in and fix it. That wasn't superstition. That was the limit of the tools available to him. Newton didn't know about chaos. Today we do. And chaos doesn't mean disorder. It means sensitivity. A system can be unpredictable and still stable. Small disturbances don't always grow forever. Many cancel out. Some resonate. Others stay bounded. The solar system isn't perfectly stable for eternity, but it is stable for billions of years, long enough for stars to live, planets to form, and life to exist. Newton wasn't wrong. He was early. And this isn't just about Newton. Every generation reaches a point where its best models stop working, and every generation is tempted to say, this must be the final explanation. History shows that it never is. We once thought Earth was the center, then the sun, then the galaxy, then one universe. Today, even modern physics admits something important. We might be seeing only a small part of a much larger reality. Think of fish living in a huge aquarium. They study the water, they learn the currents, they map the glass walls. To them, that aquarium is the whole universe, not because anything else doesn't exist, but because they can't perceive beyond the glass. Humans might be in the same position. Our universe could be the aquarium. Reality could be far larger. So here's where I shift perspective. Why assume God belongs only to what we don't understand? Why place God outside the equations, waiting to be used when they fail? What if God isn't in the missing parts at all? What if God is the reason there are laws to discover in the first place? Science explains how things behave. It doesn't explain why reality is ordered instead of chaotic, why mathematics works, why the universe is intelligible. Those questions remain even when equations succeed. So in this view, God isn't a repair mechanism. God is not a being who steps in. God is the underlying structure that allows order, law, and understanding to exist at all. As science advances, this idea of God doesn't shrink, it deepens. The universe doesn't look like a broken machine. It looks like a self-organizing system. And we are not outsiders looking in. We are part of it. The same laws that guide galaxies also guide your thoughts, your body, and your curiosity. So maybe God was never hiding in our ignorance. Maybe God was always present in the simple fact that reality makes sense at all.